F2L is a method that most advanced speedkeepers use to solve both the first layer and the second layer at the same time. In this video, in less than 10 minutes, I will teach you guys the most basic form of F2L, for which you just need to learn one algorithm. Before we proceed to the F2L, there are certain things you need to know before we start the tutorial. First, this is what you call a pair when there is a corner and an edge together. So this is called a pair, this is called an empty slot, as there is no F2L pair inserted. A garbage pair would mean those pairs that are in the wrong slots and they're oriented incorrectly. So let's say this was supposed to be put something in like that. So now they're not a garbage pair over here as they're oriented correctly. It's just the fact that the edge is oriented in the wrong direction. So, and after that you also need to know how to insert a pair. Now this is what you call a pair. I think I mentioned this earlier. So either one way you may get it is on the left side, so you do this short algorithm. And another way that you can get this is on the right side, so you just do the mirror, which will look something like this. Now, and keep having the algorithms on the screen so that you guys can put it into muscle memory, and then you can execute all of this super fast. Another thing is, many a times you may have to insert your pair in the back. Now this saves a lot of time, but in case you're new to own this F2L stuff, I highly recommend you guys to turn to the correct slot. Let's say we found the pair over here, and we can insert it right over here by just rotating. Now the reason I keep on stressing on inserting the pair from the back like this is because it helps to look ahead for your next F2L pair. Now in this case it's fine because all the pairs are sewn, we just need to insert this, but sometimes it won't be fine. So with these basic stuff out of the way, let's proceed into the tutorial. Now I'll be teaching this sort of F2L with some walkthrough zones. The reason being is I feel that walkthrough zones can be the best way to teach this sort of F2L, as there's literally just one case, and expand the case in a few moments, but so that's why I chose walkthrough zones. Now the way we do this is, one thing before we proceed you need to know is that you need to be super good with your first two layers. So with the normal beginners method you can do this, but you should be really good at doing that. So now let's talk more about the pair. So the pair is it is going to sound a bit weird, but what we're going to do is we're going to insert the right corner into the right slot like this over here, like how you do when you're bending your first layer, like that. And then we insert the edge. So if you guys realize, the only difference over here is, number one, we're doing the first layer and the second layer in the bottom, and two, we're doing one algorithm for the most part to solve the case, and we're doing it simultaneously at the same time. Now the first question you're going to be asking is, how on earth is this going to reduce your times? It is going to reduce your times. I've personally used this method and I don't think anybody has taught it because they just felt that it's not going to really help. So that's the reason I decided to make this video. So now as we inserted this corner, we search for the edge. It happens to be over here like that, so we just match them like this with the centerpiece, and then we do this algorithm. It's on the screen. This is the one algorithm we'll be using, and its mirror will also be used in this tutorial. So it's basically just one algorithm. Here it is. So that makes the pair, and then you can insert it like that. So the insert fast will look something like this. So over time you will become more advanced in this super simple basic method. Then what we do is we search for corners. Now I have 3 choices left as one pair is done. So I see that there's a red and green over here. there's an orange and green over here, and there's an orange and blue over here. So what happens is the orange and green and the orange and blue are in the bottom layer, and for that I have to remove them and put them on the top layer, and this happens to be in the top layer. So and proceed with the red and green, as it's super simple. Now the more you solve, your understanding and the thought process of solving the cube using this method will change, and you'll become even more efficient. So I'm going to proceed with this. So and insert the corner with the same algorithm you insert the pair with. Here's the algorithm. So fast it will look something like this. And then we search for the edge over here, so we match it. But if you guys notice, the edge is already over here, and this is part of our algorithm. So once you become smarter, you can avoid matching the pair and like telling yourself that it is matched, and you can just leave it there and proceed to the algorithm and solve the pair. So again, the thought process will improve once you start using this algorithm into your daily solves. So when you use the algorithm, in this case it happens to be the mirror, so here it is like that brings up the pair, and fast it will look something like this. And then we insert it into this F2L pair with the algorithm. So over here is what I was telling you guys, that you can either rotate behind and insert. This gives us look ahead for these two F2N pairs, or you can just rotate and insert. I personally prefer rotating this side and inserting so that you can look ahead over here, but if you're new to this, it's fine if you do it this way. So we just insert it with the algorithm. So then we proceed to the next F2N pair. So over here it's a bit of bad luck. We see that both the corners haven't moved, which is obvious from their places, and they're still in the first layer. So what we do is we lift one of them. So we lift this corner up because I don't know, I just felt like doing it. So we just lift this one like that. So if you guys notice, this forms a pair. So instead of doing the same thing as somehow rotating this corner, you can just remove the pair with this super simple algorithm. Fast it will look something like this. Orange, I can teach you guys one more advanced algorithm, but since this is beginner's method, I will not be teaching that. In case you want to, let me know down in the comments below, and with that let's proceed. So as the pair is over there, we can just rotate and insert it with that. So if you guys saw, I did a double flick to get the pair. So your thought process will obviously improve once you start solving these F2N cases in this sort of method. So it was over here, so you could just do something like this and insert, and over time it's going to improve your F2N solving ability. So then this pair, this corner is over here, it's not oriented correctly, so we just lift it up, put it in the first layer with that algorithm. Here's it done once again, and fast it will look something like this. And then we insert this like this. But if you guys noticed, these two are the opposite colors. Now this is a bit of an advanced algorithm, so it's your choice if you want to learn it. So you can just insert the pair and they would match. Otherwise you can just proceed to the method I taught. So if you want, you can insert the pair and they can match, or you just continue with this. So you insert it with this algorithm, and then we make sure they match. Now since it was already matching and since it was part of the algorithm, we can just proceed into the algorithm and insert it with that algorithm again. So that was our F2N, and I'll show you guys another case that is super simple to execute in a bit. So in this case, as you guys can see, the corner is facing up and both of these are the opposite corners. For this, it's a super simple algorithm, and as you guys can see, it's on the screen. It's R U R prime U prime 3 times. So here it is, and that inserts the pair. Now many times you may have the same thing in a place like this. So if you do the algorithm, it's going to insert it over here. So there's a slight change into this. So we do R U R prime U prime, R U R prime U prime. and as you guys can see, it gets us the case I taught previously, and then we can just rotate to when they orient the center with this part of the corner, and we can just insert it like that to bind up the pair. And as you guys can see, this pair was just like that, even though it didn't mean nothing to us. So if you guys enjoy the tutorial, make sure you subscribe to the Raw Cubing for more high quality cubing content. And if you enjoyed the video, like the video, share it with your friends who can benefit from this video. And with that, bye, and catch you guys in the next one. Until the next one, bye.